we always ask potential new clients, how did you hear about us? And this guy says, well, you're not going to believe this, John, but I got hit by a drunk driver. You represented him and got him off. And so he told me a little bit about the facts of this case, and I didn't remember it. And he said, well, the prosecutor said you argued this. I'm like, well, hang on a second. I know I didn't argue that. He said, well, if you don't remember, how can you be sure? I said, well, because I know I'm not going to make a dumbass argument, and that is a dumbass argument. So he looked through his old subpoena, got me the client's name. I pulled up the file, looked at it. There were a lot of reasons that I had to have my client found not guilty, and the biggest was that we had a great state trooper, great prosecutor, and great judge, and all three of them recognized the difference between probable cause and proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And although the officer had established probable cause, he didn't have proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and there were a lot of reasons for that, ice on the roads and such. But I was talking to this potential new client, and when I told him, and my client looked great on video. And he said, well, I didn't suspect he was drunk until he got arrested. And so, that's something for all of us to consider when we hear about somebody getting off. We've got to consider those two standards. And then the other takeaway from this is he couldn't remember my name, but then he saw me on TikTok and knew who to call.